Our final story tonight is about a small charity in Wiltshire doing some great work in Africa. Noma is a flesh-eating disease which leaves its victims disfigured for life. Jamie Coulson's report contains images that you may find distressing.
Ethiopia, a colourful and welcoming country, but one that struggles with a history of war, disease and famine. Who can forget the images of 1984 when children were dying in the street? Even now, half the population lives under the poverty line, and 1 child in every 10 will die before its first birthday. Hidden among Ethiopia's statistics are the adults and children who suffer with Noma, a terrible disease that literally eats the skin from their face. It targets those who are malnourished, and what starts off as an ulcer rapidly turns into a gangrenous infection. 90% will die, the rest left to suffer with appalling scars and social exclusion.
Noma is said to be a disease of the poor, the poorest of the poor. Some people call it face of poverty. People with Nomas have difficulty. They are ostracized because of their problem. They have a defect on the face, and the face is your passport to the society.
Thousands of miles away, a barn in the Wiltshire village of Seend is home to a charity trying to help repair the damage caused by Noma. Chris Lawrence was so horrified when he first heard about the disease that he felt moved to set up Facing Africa.
I felt a real anger that we live in the 21st century, and this thing which is purely to do with money and nutrition should still exist. And perhaps more than that, that there being 140,000 estimated cases every year, that nobody's ever heard of it. It's a charity that I started 10 years ago when I saw some pictures like that of children.
Now he spends all his time raising money and awareness. Today he's talking to students at the George Ward School in nearby Melksham.
It's just a horrible, horrible disease, and sadly very little is known about it. If you were to ask your doctor, for example, has he ever heard of Noma, the answer will probably be no, he hasn't. Okay.
Facing Africa flies out teams of plastic surgeons from Europe to help treat Noma sufferers. Today, consultant surgeon Leroux Fourie is performing a nose job here in the UK, but soon he'll be taking a team to Ethiopia to work unpaid in much more difficult conditions.
We're going to get people who need their whole face or lower face and jaws rebuilding. When we operate here, we've got state-of-the-art equipment. If we want something, we haven't got it, we get on the telephone and we get on to another hospital. We get it within 30 minutes. We're going there and we don't know what we're going to get.
We need to go to B&Q or somewhere, or Pound Shop, and buy some histoacryl glue.
Yes.
Super glue.
Super glue, yeah.
It's normal super glue.
Normal super glue.
Going back to Africa, and my accent's South African, going back and giving something back and treating these people, it makes life worthwhile.
2 weeks later, in the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, 18 people from the remote and poor region of Harar have been brought to the city's main hospital. It's taken months of work by the charities Facing Africa and Project Harar just to get these people here, and now they're days away from surgery that could change their lives.
Okay, this is Tesfu Hassan, and she has been living with this since she's 1 year old.
With no lower lip and a deformed jaw, Tess is one of the easier patients to treat, but it comes with a cost.
You'd have to explain to her that she's going to lose her teeth.
Most of the patients waiting to see the doctors are victims of Noma, but not all of them.
Ahmeddin is a 12-year-old boy. He sustained a hyena bite. A hyena bite. Oh, hyena.
Yes.
A hyena bite about 6 months back.
I've seen hippopotamus bites, I've seen crocodile bites, I've seen ostrich bites, I've never seen a hyena bite.
As word spreads the teams in town, more and more people turn up. but not everyone can be treated. For some, the deformity is just too great. In the end, 38 patients are identified who can be treated on the basis of need and priority. We've started on some of the operations now, and the idea is to work out of 2 operating theatres. There's that one there and this one down here, and the idea is to see at least 4 people a day. One of the first to be treated is Tess. The operation is expected to take 90 minutes. It's a simple procedure and one the local doctors can learn to perform.
Now here, obviously, you're going to have to, you can't take it full thickness.
And before long, they're putting on the finishing touches.
What are you doing now in the room?
Putting super glue on. It seals it.
Is that special super glue?
A special super glue, 1 pound a tube from the pound shop. It's great. Quite chuffed with that.
For others, like Fatima, there are no quick fixes. This is just the first operation in a process that will be long and painful.
This girl's got years of operating to go to get anywhere near normality. She'll never be normal.
Tess has come round from the operation. She can't speak because her tongue is still stitched down, but she can see her reflection in the camera lens.
She's quite swollen at the moment. I think it's a very nice result for a total lip reconstruction. I think it's quite good. I cannot explain to you the sense of achievement that I've had 2 days into this mission, just by 2 patients we did today, who I can honestly say we've changed their life. And it makes you feel humble, and it makes you feel very, very proud. It's a disease of poverty. It happens in people who are undernourished, who do not have access to modern medicine. We've seen some pretty horrific things in the past 2 days. That's the tip of the iceberg. The other 99% died.
Back in Melksham, Chris Lawrence is showing sixth formers from the George Ward School footage from the Ethiopian trip.
Were you shocked? Any reaction?
It was rather graphic, and yeah, you do really want to help them, do something. Just send more money or send more people.
Yeah, I thought it was upsetting and really graphical, and I had to look away a few times because I couldn't see all the pictures. But
Noma is because it's so visual and it's so horrific, it does jolt people, and you can see a reaction and you can feel the reaction. I've had people saying, I don't want to look at that, and I said, well, look at it, don't bury your head in the sand. These things do exist, and you should be aware of it, just like lots of other bad things in this world.
And there's more about Noma on our website, along with details of how you can help out with the work of the Facing Africa charity.